another one we got was somebody wanted to know, do you envision Playing with Fire as a sung through musical or a mix with spoken dialogue? I know you kind of touched on that already, but
It's like, that's another, honestly, I don't know. I mean, I feel like it could be sung through, very easily. It would, ultimately it would solve a lot of problems if it was sung through. Um, but we just don't know yet. It's both are possibilities. I'd say we're probably leaning more towards having a book for it, but you know, there's a lot, because there's so much of it is sung through already, and like one of our, Hades Town is such a, obviously it's a very different piece, but it is like, it's a big reference for us,
I love ladies.
and
It's one of my
and
favorites.
and that's obviously sung through, and I think it could be, great that way. So we don't know. Just depends on who we end up, you know, who the team is ultimately, I think right now. We'll as we go through these phases, we'll figure out who we're working with. And, again, there is a good chunk of the team is together now, but we still have some spots. And one major spot, like for, we haven't decided on a book writer yet, or if that, or if it's going to be a dramaturg, and we'll see. We're just kind of looking and we're exploring that right now.
That's so cool. So this is another question that you've sort of touched on, but I'm going to ask it anyway. So is there any type of tour plan for Playing with Fire, like the concerts? Will that go around the world, London, or is that going to, just be Broadway? Because, I have to apply for a visa exemption certificate, so if I need time, I need.
Um, like I don't like obviously we want to it's at some point, no matter what, it's gonna go, we're gonna put it as many different places as, like where everywhere, like,
Mhm.
you know, the Americas, Europe, Asia, you know, definitely want to do all of that. You know, we, once we have, we've got probably about like another 2 to 3 months of just figuring out, like, who the team's going to be. And once we're in that point, we can kind of figure out. I mean, I, like, look, there could be just like a totally musicalized version, touring version of it, if that's the way we feel like it's going to be the best to roll out, If it feels like we want to just kind of go and, do an out of towner in the UK and then bring it to the West End, that could happen. If we want to do like a regional theater, and there's so many different paths right now, and they all have their merit and their disadvantages, but we just don't, we don't know quite yet what it's going to be, but we'll find out soon. Like they're, we're every day we get closer, for sure.
makes sense. So then they also want asked, obviously, like I said before, you saw our bracket where, the followers are kind of voting on their favorite song from Playing with Fire. What's the fan favorite? But what about you? Like, do you have a personal favorite, and why, if you do?
I mean, I have personal favorites. It'd be hard to, we get asked this one like so many times, and obviously, like, How Do You Sleep, because it was the first one. Don't Go, because it's like at least more personal for me. Like they all have their own like merits why I love them. Like, so like it just depends on what day or what mood I'm in.
I mean, there's 16 amazing songs, so I think picking just one is like impossible, even for us. I can only imagine for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, it is kind of like more of a whole thing, anyways.
Yeah.
Like,
a piece as a whole rather than individuals.
Yeah, so it's just kind of like, I don't know if like they deserve to exist without each other. You know?
Yeah. Oh, I
They say
love
they tell a
that.
story. Yeah, they're such a story that I think if you took one away, just it changes the story. You kind of need all of them to have that full understanding, I would say.